Hey guys, welcome back to Seaside Cinema. I came here planning to film outside. It's very, very misty and foggy, and I'm a little terrified that if I do film outside, my camera isn't gonna make it. So, I'm just gonna film right here. You can still see the water. It's a little farther away, but it's still pretty close. So, Enola Holmes. Can I just say, film is completely subjective. If you absolutely love this movie, I'm happy. That being said, I'm never going to sugarcoat my opinion. I'm never going to lie or pander because I think it's what people want to hear. And when I don't have a positive reaction to something, I'm going to tell you. And I have a feeling I could get some flack for that, but it is what it is. This channel is just me sharing my opinion. It doesn't mean that I think I'm right. All I can do is just tell you how I feel, okay? Whether you love a movie, whether you don't love a movie, your opinion is just as valid. This movie has a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. I usually do tend to agree with the critics, and so I kind of just assumed that I would like this movie based on the cast, based on the idea. There are some things that I did like, okay? Millie Bobby Brown is very, very good. I've been waiting for her to have like a real big role since Stranger Things, and it's good to see her break out of her 11 role. None of my problems with this movie have to do with her. She is a very good part of this movie. She's one of the only things that made it worth suffering through. It's not that bad. She's very good. Almost all the performances are really, really good. They're definitely the best part and the saving grace of this movie. Superman and Finnick, aka Henry Cavill and Sam Claflin, are really... I just wanted a movie on them. They were both hilarious and they were barely in the movie. Another pro, I used to read so many Nancy Drew and Hardy Boy books. It's hard to admit that, but it's true. I might have read all of them. And this movie feels a lot like a Nancy Drew book. I mean, I get that, I get it's a detective story, but there's a very specific feel that those stories and those books have, and it was in here, and I did appreciate that. I would say this is a lot more of a kid's movie than I was expecting, which is fine. I don't know why I was expecting something different. I mean, it's about a kid, so it is very possible that I'm judging this movie too harshly, but I can only speak to my opinion. So yeah, there are some things I did like about the movie. Now for things I didn't like so much, I don't really like it when characters break the fourth wall and talk directly to the camera. This isn't The Office, this isn't Deadpool. If you do it at the right time, it's fine. I have never seen a movie use like eye contact in such a weird way. There are random moments when she does not need to be looking at the camera, and then she'll just like be like, it's almost like it was an accident, like something dramatic will be happening and then she'll just be like and look at the camera, and it freaks me out. It's not Millie Bobby Brown's fault. I blame this guy, the director. The editing in this movie, it reminded me a lot of like the way I edit my YouTube videos. It's really made me reconsider the way that I edit because I did not like it. I'll be honest. I don't want to be mean to the boy with the long hair. I looked up the actor's name. It's gone from my mind. I don't want to be mean to that guy. But I just couldn't stop thinking about how much better this movie could have been if it was Finn Wolfhard as that guy. Or Jack Dylan Grazer. Pretty much any of the Losers Club from it. Every actor needs time to grow, and that's okay. The music kept like physically annoying me. It felt like a mix of a bad rom-com, RuneScape music, some like medieval strategy, like turn-based game music. It was so obnoxious. I like soundtracks that have a distinct sound or feel or aesthetic to them. It sounds insane to say, but it's like this soundtrack had no principles, it had no morals. It's like whatever scene is happening, we're gonna have the soundtrack sound like that. When she's doing detective stuff, it's like dollar store Sherlock Holmes music. When like there's a scene with a widow, and then there's like organs and bells, like a funeral. It's like, if it's an emotional sad scene, it's like the most sappy, generic cringy piano music, second only to my piano music. At least use like the same instruments once, or the same theme, but it's like every time there's a different theme, it's just like... There is one moment of violence in this movie that I was drinking one of these sodas at the time, and something happens, and it's like so shocking and visceral, and the sound effect is like, ugh, and I spit out my soda. So I gotta give him kudos for that 1 4-second part that I was not expecting from this movie. If this movie focused on Henry Cavill and Millie Bobby Brown on some adventure together, instead of her and discount Bran Stark, this would have been so much better, because the performances are so... Most of the performances are so good. Overall, it felt a lot like a predictable Disney movie. I know I'm railing on this movie pretty hard, and it is a kid's movie. I don't know if I should be so tough on it, but I had a really bad reaction to this movie, and I was excited for this movie. And there are good parts to it, but I would rather watch this movie again. With all that being said, if you like this movie, that doesn't mean that your opinion is less valid because I didn't respond to it. We can disagree, and that's fine. That's the beauty of loving film, is that we can all have different opinions. If we all felt the same way about every movie, there would be nothing to talk about. And so, if you've seen this movie, please comment below how you felt about it, because I'm really excited. This has a 92% of Rotten Tomatoes. If you like this movie, let me know why you like it. Maybe I was just in a bad mood or something. Maybe if I go back... Don't make me rewatch it. I'm gonna give this movie a 5.0 out of 10. If you found this helpful or entertaining at all, please give this